Hey guys, just make sure you can see the screen. I'm on a different computer because I flew back to Europe yesterday. And you can hear me okay. Morning, Jason. Morning, Joe. How you doing? Hey, Neil. So those that have signed up for the early bird, we're hoping the end of this week we're still on target to get your access. We just had some technical issues on giving access without manually for some things. So we're just drafting an email now to gather information from you, like um, if you're iOS, we need the email for your Apple account, and then we get you assigned that way. And the same with Android, all that sort of stuff. So don't worry, it's getting sorted. Right now, I think actually there is only, yeah, there's only one trade on right now. This is the web version, US dollar CHF. That's got an 88. So we've actually, one of the biggest technical issues we had was to get this live results. Okay, and this is working absolutely exactly, and we don't doctor it or anything. So these are the results now. So if I go down to oil, for example, they're the results. Gold, there, oil, 80. Yes, 90. They're the win rates. That's the amount of shorts and longs. It's a rolling 30-day period, and that's the average time in trade, 9 hours, 29 minutes. So that's all. That was the big update that we have. Hey, Richard, how you doing? Right now we're in a US dollar CHF trade. Okay. We're not quite locking in profit yet, but we are in profit. So what I wanted to do is now some of you will only be trading forex, or some of you will be only trading futures or crypto. But what I want to do is this particular trade in US dollar CHF, I'm in it with forex short, but I'm also in it with futures, but that's a long trade. Okay. There's a big difference here. So if I bring over the US dollar CHF, so this is the forex trade. And remember, the signal is short. The push notification came in, and this is the short price. So we're going short the forex pair. Okay. Now, because it's US dollar first, US dollar CHF, you trade the futures in the opposite direction. Okay. Now, this is obviously for sophisticated traders. So I'm in this with 3 contracts long. It's around about $550 profit. So as US dollar CHF goes down, I'm using the same signal, but you go in the opposite direction for as a long for 6S. Okay. So this is why with those early bird beta testers, and we've still got a few places left, by the way, guys, but when we go live, I'm just switching it off because I don't, those that have said, yes, let's do it, and then the rest, it doesn't matter. So the idea with this is because you've got the VIP package, you've got Forex, crypto, and futures. You can still trade futures with the Forex signals. So the ones that have US dollar last, for example, Euro US dollar, Aussie dollar US dollar, GBP US dollar, they're the ones you trade in the same direction as the signal here. And then the ones that are where the US dollar is first, you just trade the opposite direction. As you can see, I'm going short the US dollar CHF right now with a small Forex account that I opened just for this thing. It's live, it's a real account. And then you can see here, I'm actually going long 6S. Any questions on that? I mean, it's not everybody's going to be doing this, but those with that early bird access, when we get you access, hopefully this Friday, I mean, the guys are beavering away just to make sure. Push notifications look really cool now on the phone, by the way, guys. We've had all those changed. The next thing really is to get you the access to the web app and also either Apple or Android version of the app as well. And this is the sort of thing that you'd be looking at here. And again, on here, we now have, so on the web app and also on the normal app, we have the community. So you'll see here is beta feedback. So you'll be helped to start a new conversation in that particular field, because obviously there's no other users at the moment except for beta testers until next year. But also we'll ask you to put in things in here. You know, for example, this is a euro US dollar trade that I took, and I was locking in profit, and they're the push notifications. Morning, Ross. How you doing? And then this is one of my guys. He was long Aussie dollar, US dollar, and he was $406 in profit here, and that sort of thing. So we're looking for obviously to you to do that, but we also have a feedback channel on the community within the app, and that's available on the mobile version or this web app for you to give your feedback as well, suggestions and everything like that, because we've been working on it all year. I think it's just about perfect now. The win rate is brilliant. I think if you remember last week, we downloaded the data, what we call the trading records. Yeah, you see all of these here, and we shoved it into ChatGPT, and it actually said it's an 85% win rate, and it said these were the best performing instruments, these were medium, and all that sort of stuff. So it was really, really cool. I did that live last week. You don't get all of this stuff. This is for an admin panel, but you'll get signal dashboard, community, trading records, notification settings. So for example, if you're on crypto, for example, and you're not trading crypto perpetual futures, you may only want the longs. So you take sells off and all that sort of thing. So, and you can deactivate any individual ones you want to do. So you get all that as well. So really, we're getting close. You know, I said mid to the end of November for those early birds. There's just, I think, you know, end of this week does look promising. So the guys are working on it really, really hard right now. This one hasn't printed a trailing stop yet. Purely because it's just hovering around thinking, waiting for data at this moment. I just wanted to go through this. And then, again, these are the sort of questions you may ask as beta testers. Right, I've got a signal to go short US dollar CHF. Just to confirm, Paul, do you go long on the futures 6S? Yeah, just things like that, just to get it in your mind, because it just goes in the opposite direction. I mean, look at this. Move down, crowning, and then down again. Move up, crowning, and then up again. It's just the opposite way round. If I go to now, if I go to euro US dollar, for example, here, when we look at that sort of here, and then I look at 6E, that goes the same direction. Yeah. Okay. They're both, are they both? No, that's a 14-minute. Let's just change that to 14 data series, 14 minutes. Okay. So it's the same, it's roughly the same sort of profile. Okay. Down, pullback, down, pullback. Okay. Because US dollar comes last, so the futures go in the same direction. I'll keep repeating this so you get it, okay? And then obviously when US dollar, Japanese yen, okay? US dollar comes first, so it goes the opposite direction. So if I now go to US dollar, Japanese yen, which is somewhere around here, somewhere there, okay? It's the opposite direction, yeah? Because US dollar comes first. So the futures contract goes the opposite direction to the forex pair. Okay. Any questions on that? Quite simple. Move that over out the way. Anybody not here, not on the beta testing early bird and want the link? I think it's somewhere. Let's move that out of the way there. Every day's a learning day. That's right, Richard. Anybody got any questions on that or the early bird? I'm not going to do a lot more on the app today because we have got a good number of early bird beta testers, and I'm quite happy with that. We've got a mixture of total novices, experienced traders, and everybody in between. So it's going to be it's good to get it in the hands of people. By the way, I so Friday night, 10 p.m. ish Dubai time, I was in 4 longs on crypto, and I traded them all from a phone, and I actually did screen recordings. And let me show you one of the screen recordings. It was pretty cool, actually. So this is a 30-year trading veteran that's vowed never to trade off a phone, and I did, and I had 4 positions open at the same time, which was pretty cool. So let me just I've got to find them now. So right, so I need to go to the drive, Google Drive. Share drives. For app. Okay. I need 2. Okay, so this is one of them anyway. Right. Let's start again. Okay, so 2 of the stop price updates came in. Okay, and I screen recorded this on my phone and did the stop loss updates on my phone while I was watching TV. Okay, so you got the stop loss update comes in for SUI USD. Click on it, go and check the price. You see SUI USD here. Just click on the 3 bars at the bottom, open your broker app, find SUI, go to orders, modify, change the stop loss price, click confirm, all on the phone, go back to the positions. You can even check the chart. There's the stop above the entry, locking in profit. Okay. Then there was another push notification for Doge. Okay, so go click on, look at the app. What's the stop price? 0.1703, 17149 for Doge. Again, 3 bars, flick across, go to orders, look for Doge, modify, put the new stop price in. And that's modified. Then you can go down, click on the chart on your phone. There's the stop above the entry. So I use BitGet, Ross, for crypto perpetual futures. Now you're in the USA, so you'll need to find out which crypto brokerage for you allows crypto perpetual futures. Okay. This is another one I did a screen recording on. 1 minute. Litecoin. Okay, so push notification came in. Click on the push notification, go to the app, watch the price change. 98.23 is the new stop price. 3 bars at the bottom, open up your broker, go to orders, go to Litecoin, click modify, change the stop price, click confirm. Away you go. It's that simple. So one of the things that I know, Ross, you're on the beta as well, and there's we're there. So there's Litecoin. Click on the chart. That you see that stop right way above the entry now, locking in all that profit. And then there was another one for IPUSD as well. So yeah, the thing to do is look for the crypto brokers that obviously are allowed in the USA. And then you've got to find, when you Google it, is crypto perpetual futures, USA brokers or something like that. So BitGet is the one I can have, and there's a few others. For example, I can't use Coinbase for crypto perpetual futures, even though I've got a Coinbase account. Because of the jurisdictions I'm in, I can't use Coinbase. So I use BitGet. So you just need to do the little bit of research and get prepped ready for that. Okay, but it's that simple when you're using a phone with those crypto perpetual futures. It is literally that simple. So yeah, so I haven't done futures trading on my phone yet, because I've still got a lot on. Forex trading I'm still doing on here on the trading view. So all I've done is connected my brokerage account, which is Swiss Quote. It's a Swiss brokerage, to trading view. We do, one of my guys is actually doing the trades on his trading view app as well. So we're taking and making educational videos on how to put those trades on a phone as well for forex. So we are gathering a lot of information there that will help our users. Okay, right. So anybody got any questions on the app or even the confluence strategy? Any burning questions? If not, I'm going to do a bit of stocks predator. But before I do that, I'm going to go for just bear with me a second. So just going to look at the slingshot on TradingView for a little while, purely because I wish these would we could do these type of ATR encos on NinjaTrader, but we can't. It just doesn't exist at the moment, and I really haven't got the time or the headspace to get them converted, to be honest. We are, by the way, going to re-look at the Guardian zones for TradingView in the new year. We are going to look at that code again that we originally wrote and spend $10,000+ and it didn't work purely because it needed a special route for those multiple timeframes. Now, there's been massive updates to the TradingView platform over the last 6 months, and some of those have been to do with multiple timeframe. So I'm going to spend some more money to try and explore if we can do it again. Okay, because it's a passion of mine, because nobody has those multiple timeframe support and resistance zones, even on NinjaTrader, except for me. Okay, they are really sticky, really sticky, and we'll probably look at a couple in a little while. But so it took a long time to get Slingshot for NinjaTrader as well, for TradingView. But one of the things I wanted to discuss today was this ATR, the Renko ATR. So when you look on your chart types and you go down to Renko, you're looking at the box size is an average true range, and the ATR length 14 is your standard. Okay, and that works out pretty well. Depending on the instrument. So this is Bitcoin. It doesn't matter what it is. When you get a type 2 sell, we can see here it did, in fact, go through here. And one of the things I wanted to talk about with pullback trading is, so in reality here, we got a nice move down here. The stop's above the zones there, never took the stop out, started to look for trading stops here, but then we pulled back and formed another zone. This is when you add some more to your short. And it doesn't matter, this is Bitcoin, but it doesn't matter what instrument it is, whether it's long or short. If you've had this initial move and you've had the pullback and you've got a slingshot signal to go short in this case, and you're going, okay, you've hit target 3, a lot of momentum there, just hang fire. if it does pull back and it doesn't take out your trailing stop and find resistance in that pullback zone, there is an opportunity if you're trading futures to add more contracts. If you're trading forex, to add more lots. Lots of opportunities there, because then it goes down, target 1, target 2, target 3 again. And then we sort of hang around there a bit. But then when it comes back up another pullback zone and breaks through, guess what? Take your profit. Then what happens is we pull back and we get a type 2 buy and it goes hell for leather again. Okay. So pullbacks are tradable. They don't happen all the time, but when they do, keep an eye on things. Yeah, really do keep an eye on things. Type 3 sell. This is the trend failure. So when we look for a type 1 buy, hits target 1, takes out the trailing stop, we're risk-free, didn't make any money. But then when it breaks down below that bullish pullback zone, we print a type 3 sell. Trend failure. Look at this go. Almost goes into that pullback zone, comes back, takes a trailing stop out of that point there. So there are continual trading opportunities for that slingshot. And one of the best grooves I found is on this Unirenko, it's not Unirenko, Renko ATR on TradingView. Now, this could be an opportunity. Again, I'm going to explore a few different indicators with this now. So what I'm going to do is going to switch that off. I'm just going to hide it for now. And I'm going to put another couple of indicators on there. So let's have a look. Invite only. Let's do VWAP Predator. Okay, so VWAP Predator. Remember, we're looking for momentum. It may not be the right size, okay, and then this is Bitcoin again. So let's look at a different instrument now. Let's look at the futures contract. Let's look at ES. Probably need a, whoa, okay. Wow. Okay, so we need a better ATR because there's not a lot of boxes between, but wow. Okay. So what we get with the ATR, let me just check that. I think that's a alert coming through on the phone. Yeah. Oh, we've just got a stop price adjust on US dollar CHF. It's the first one. You're not going to be able to see that on my phone because of the background things going off, but it does look pretty cool. US dollar CHF. So let me just sidetrack a minute. 79975. Okay, so let's do this. This is the new stop loss price. This is where I am on that particular trade right now, 79975. So it's really close to my entry there because I was in a slightly late, but I can drag, drop. I'm just going to put it at 75 exactly where it is and confirm. So now I'm risk free. That's the first stop loss adjust here. Okay. So what I need to do on the futures contract is do the same thing. 6S. Okay, so I'm going to bring that across. See that? Just put it above. I'm going to go one tick above. Okay, so I am now risk-free on that as well. So the push notification came in on my phone. Depending on when you get in, you might be not quite right, but again, 1 or 2 lots on there. I'm now risk free. So if it comes back, especially going into data and things like that, that's a good thing. It's risk free now. So it's about mitigating that risk as well. So we printed that stop loss adjust. It's the first one. Yeah. Got the push notification on the phone. It drew my attention to that particular trade. So I go and check my chart. So if you're not even trading on a chart, just change the stop to where it tells you to change it to. It's not rocket science. That's the new stop loss price now, and we're now risk free. So happy days. Okay, so this is really good, but we need to be. I think we need an average true range of around about 7 there. So we've got more blocks. Let me just check that here. Okay, so this would work extremely well. I don't know what the groove is right now, but I want to give you this as an example with ES. Okay, this is the Thursday, the 6th of November. We're getting a sell signal on VWAP here. Okay, now when we say, right, we're going to go short on this, and it's actually breaching this particular line here. So this is an extension of the VWAP. The VWAP's in the blue dots line. This is a 1, 2 extensions down, 1, 2 extensions up. When we get that signal there, let's talk about those VWAP users, where we put the entry. So for me, my entry actually needs to be above, below this pivot here from overnight. That's sensible to me. Okay. I want to put a stop market order in to go short at that point. Okay. Where's my stop going to be? We go 2 back to begin with. And what I mean by 2 back is we've actually crossed this extension. 1 back is the VWAP, 2 back is the first sort of bullish extension. So we keep adjusting the stop. We go in at this price here, our stop is there. Okay, so I'm going to turn that to red. That's not red, that's pink. Okay, so let's put a vertical line in just to talk about that. So this is our short signal. This is our sensible pivot we need to go short through. Okay, then if I just duplicate that, clone it, then we get in when it breaks there on this particular candle. So that's our short at that position. Now, the next time we adjust our stop on a VWAP predator strategy, okay, is when we breach the next extension, which is this candle or block here. Then we move down to 2 behind again to the VWAP, because that's the one we've just breached. 1, 2. Okay. We see a pullback. Remember, every time we get a bot close, we move that now with the VWAP. It's coming down, it's coming down, it's coming down, it's coming down, it's coming down. And remember, our original entry was here. Okay. Now, when we have a pullback at this point here, and then we get another move down, but we don't breach this pivot, we found a double bottom. Okay. And let me just see if the manager works here. Oh boy, yes, it does. Okay. Right. So again, I'm exploring. I'm always trying to explore and look at new things with some of our indicators. Let me just check that. Was that another push notification? So the problem is these block sizes are all the same, but we can look at behavior with the manager quite consistently here. So remember, when we've got dots up above these cyan dots, that's higher than average volume, and we get a rejection of the highs at that point. Okay, now remember, we're going short on this position. When we get a rejection of the lows with higher than average volume, that's the time to get out. Okay. This behavioral analysis is my trading brain. It's the last 20 years in an algorithm. We see all the way down here, we don't get, so we get a rejection of the lows on this block, but it's not higher than average volume. We ignore it. We don't ignore it at this time. As soon as we get this close, we get out. Look what happened then. We continue to go up. This move was 242 ticks. Okay, 242 ticks. So what does that mean trading ES? Let's get the old calculator out. 242 times $12.50 equals $3,000 profit. Okay, So this one was in at just at the start of the opening the session here. Okay, so that's 13:44 UTC. So we're talking 7:30, something like that, EST. So pre-market, and you should be trading pre-market. Okay, we're managing it. We're adjusting that stop down to this point when we're breaching here. We follow the VWAP all the way down. We've got the manager on. We get a reject. First time we get a rejection on higher than average volume, get out. $3,000 profit. And that's 1654. So that was on around about 4 hours. No, not with the Renko, Ross. It's one of the things that is so this we need actually it's on it's not on scalping. So Renko's a little different when we're using heat map. Okay, it's not because every block is a certain amount of volume and ticks and things like that. So it's not that easy to use the here. But again, when you are in this, just be aware and try and find the settings that help. I don't think, to be honest, we need to be on scalping, if not more aggressive. So this one had 3 out of 5. When you're back testing, if that's the sort of case, when you get those moves, then that's the sort of thing you're going to be looking at. But more importantly for me is the VWAP Predator's momentum. Yeah. So momentum is very, very important. And when you get that momentum in or around that pre-market session, or when you get, I mean, if we get another one just here, for example, okay, I would actually add a contract to that point. Yeah. Because it's pulled back, come down, all of a sudden we get another sell signal. It would be better if we had one down here, and we might look for another instance where we can see that. So you don't get signals all the time, but when you do, they're very, very strong. So here, for example, we're in the session. This is I delineate the sessions here. This is the overnight, and then we're coming into the morning. We get a signal at this point here. Look at that move down. Really, really good. So let's have a look at a different indicator now. I'm going to leave the manager on. I don't think it'll work with xBrat algo, but let's give it a go. I've got a feeling it won't work because we need it. Oh, it does. Wow. Okay. Holy crap. That works pretty well. And actually, let's look at a couple of these moves. 6-star sell, all 6 time frames red. 6-star sell, all 6 time frames red. xBrat algo is pretty good on these, on this ATR Renko. So it's an ATR 7. It's on a 2-minute time frame. It's a Renko ATR 7. Okay. This looks pretty hot. I mean, we've got it. Yeah, I'd use it for scalping more than anything. We get a rejection of the highs with higher than average volume. I'd be out there. Nice long here, all 6 time frames green. Bam. Yes. xBrat algo is pretty cool. In fact, xBrat algo got you in a slight bit early. Let's switch the VWAP Predator back on again. This is where you talk about confluence and combining indicators here. So let's look at this now. We got an xBrat algo at this point here. Then we got a sell signal at this point here. This is ice caps or rain falling on mountains and feeding those tributaries to make those rivers flow faster. That confluence is really coming in here. This is a really strong move, and you can tell by how much profit we took on this one. So having the xBrat algo and the VWAP Predator together is a very, very strong combination with this type of chart type. Let's have a look on something that's not futures to see if we still get the same sort of thing. Again, I spend a lot of my time just looking at back testing and figuring out and putting those things together and try and spot patterns and whether it's worth trying to invent something new or we can combine things that we've got together. So let's look at forex. Let's go for trying to find a decent broker. FXM. No, they don't do volume. We're not 8 cap. They do volume. Why can't I find 8 cap? I think I see markets do. We'll know in a minute. Yeah, they do. Okay, so I'm not saying this is right chart type, but there we go. Okay, so we get a 6-star buy. We then get a buy signal on the VWAP Predator. Not only one, we get two here. Then we get a little pullback. Then we get a third. So how do you trade this? Simple. If you're trading forex, you would buy a certain amount of lots when it goes through this point here. Okay, let's turn that to black. When I get a buy signal for the VWAP Predator, I add more lots to my position at that point here. When I get another buy signal, I add more lots at that position here. Pulls back, we get another one there. So if I've maxed out on my risk now, I don't take any more. If I'd have maxed out at that first one and I don't want to do any more risk, don't take any more risks, I don't trade any more. But then what you got to look at is, okay, these are all, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 positions, and you are 20 pips, okay? So now your average holding position is 10. So we go to 10. Let's draw that in. That's at 15,085. That's your average holding position. Let's change color. Blue, and we'll make it big. That's now your average holding position because you went in early here. You got in above, and just there. In total, the spread across there was 20 pips. So with all 4 entries for an amount of many lots, or if you're in futures, as many futures, that's your average holding position right there. And at this point here, that's the first rejection of highs on higher than average volume. That's when you get out, okay? At that point there. Doesn't look like a big move, but remember with forex, you use leverage. Average account leverage is 500x. So that's 0.25% move, but it doesn't quite work like ticks. So what you do is the leverage, say, is 500 times 0.25, 125%. So you basically own 125% of your original stake, if you like, okay, to make it a little simpler. So remember, I mean, you can get 1,000 leverage on some accounts and all sort of stuff. I only take 100x leverage. That's all I'm allowed as a professional trader anyway. But anyway, that's how you work that out. And that's how you use VWAP Predator to add more to a position that has momentum. Very, very strong. I think on TradingView with this type of chart type with, you know, euro US dollar, we saw it on futures. We're going to have a look at crypto in a minute. When you have that type of chart type on here and combining that xBrat algo and that VWAP Predator, you're looking at getting in a 6-star buy. So this is 12 points of control out of 12. 6-star hotel, go. Then you can add more to the position as momentum grows. Really, really strong, okay? Let's have a look at crypto. Why not? Let's have a look at Ethereum. Okay, so we may need to change these. They don't move as much. There's a good example here. Oh, wow. Okay. Let me just see this what looks like on 14. Maybe worse. Let me have a look. Not bad, actually. Okay, so Let's talk through a scenario. This is on Sunday, the 9th of November. We just had that. We're going to go long Ethereum. Oh, that's the wrong vertical. Going to go long Ethereum just there. Okay. All 6 time frames green on the buy step heat map. Looks good. We then get a buy signal on a VWAP predator. Momentum's building. We get another one really close. Okay. Now, remember where our stop is. Okay. It's just here. In this situation, we would get in and would be break even. Fine. Okay. Remember, you got to kiss a lot of frogs to get a runner. Okay. So, you know, princesses got to kiss a lot of frogs to find a prince. You got to do that when you're trading. This was maybe a slight loser, slight winner, but then guess what? We get another VWAP predator at this point here. Okay. So remember, we crossed that one. So our original stop is at this point here. It doesn't necessarily cross that one here, but then when we go above here, we move it to the VWAP. Okay. So it takes us out there. Little loss. What do? Get another buy signal. VWAP on its own. Go long. Huge move. Okay. Massive, massive move. Yeah. Really, really good. And you see that again here, 5-6 star buy, pulls back, and then momentum builds. Buy. That's crypto. Let's have a look at stocks, shall we? Stocks. Let's have a look at Nvidia. Okay. So again, if you're trading options with stocks, you will be blown away with this. Wow. I can't believe it. Okay. So I can't see any losing trades. So we're just going to have a look at a few here. So, wow. Okay, 6-star sell at this point here. Okay. Look at this move all the way down at this point here. Okay. Big higher than average volume comes back up. And then we get another sell at this point here. We get a VWAP predator. So you trade short, it pulls back. If I put I don't know whether the slingshot will actually work with all this lot going off here. Oh my Lord, look at that pullback zone on that slingshot here. Okay, you add another contract here, another one here, comes all the way down to the close of the session. That is stocks trading with options, is a perfect example. In fact, I am going to make a note for stocks day trading. So we're going to be looking at xBrat algo, VWAP, slingshot, and the manager. Okay. Could I have stumbled onto something here? Most likely. That's a nice move down there as well. There is a pullback to the pullback zone. There's a VWAP predator sell all the way down there. 6-star sell, VWAP predator sell, boom, all the way down there. Okay. Bit late with these. I think after that sort of move during the day, you probably wouldn't take those buys, but again, it was still a winning trade. Really good. So I want to play around with this ATR a little bit. I want to probably go 21. Let's have a look at that. How does that perform? No real difference. Just wanted to reduce the amount of blocks in the day a little. So let's go 34. Okay. Switch the slingshot off for now. No, I think 14 is better. Got a nice buy early on here with the xBrat algo though for the day. But I think ATR 14, 6-star sell here. Let me just put that on there. Okay, so just got another push notification. US dollar CHF price adjust again. Okay, so I'm going to do that now. So I'm beavering away, and then all of a sudden I've got a push notification to actually change that stop loss again. So let's do that. Where's that new stop loss price? 79972. 79972. Okay. It's not moved a lot, so there. Okay, confirm. Job's a good one. All you need to do now, I can go beavering away talking to you lot. Okay, I am going to adjust this one just slightly. I'm going to move it one more tick just below there. Okay, so again, remember that that 6S is going the opposite direction. Okay, that's simple. So I think I've stumbled across a really good combination for, excuse me a minute, my wheel has got stuck. On my desk. Okay. That's not a bad combination and chart set for stocks day trading here. So I'm going to make a bit of a video on that, I think, tomorrow. That looks pretty cool, actually. Anybody day trade stocks here? Probably not. It's not something that's normal unless you're a really good or useful options trader. Let me just, so nobody. Yeah, as long as you understand stocks day trading, okay, do it with physical stocks, very difficult. If you're out of the USA, you can use CFDs, which is basically like futures for stocks, for individual stocks, and you can do it with them dead easy. But for the US, you're going to have to use options, and you're going to have to use options that expire the following day or that day. Very short-term option plays, and just I am not an options trader. So again, I'm not going to give you any advice on that, but the strategy is very strong. Okay. And I think combining those, as you can see, xBrat algo, VWAP predator, the manager, it does look pretty. I mean, just have a look at a different stock that is optionable. Tesla. Let's have a look at Tesla. Again, wow. So 6-star buy there. That was a great move in the day. We got a sell signal here. That was a really good move as well. Look at that 6-star sell there. Look at this come all the way down. Phenomenal. Again, look, I mean, this is, I can't stress enough that, so the last 12 years I've developed, I used to trade all of this crap manually. The xBrat algo, the VWAP predator, used to be lots of lines and all sorts of stuff. But me, I can see those patterns, I can trade them. But putting these algorithms together now, even for stocks day trading, is just bear with me a second. Sorry about that, guys. First world problems. Got back to Europe yesterday. Wife's having her hair done, and Amazon comes to the door. And I've just done a bit of a workout getting there. But again, as I was talking about, it's actually those combinations are really, really important. Oh my God. Let me get my breath back. So the idea of confluence is using non-correlated indicators. So you will find that everything I built or had built for me, everything's non-correlated. So when they align, and this is where the confluence strategy originally came from, it's about these should not work together. Okay, they're different behaviors, yeah. But when those stars align, we can see here buy signal VWAP, 5-6 star buy VWAP. Look at this move. Look at the short here, 5-star. VWAP predator sell, 6-star, sell all the way down. So this is very, very strong. Non-correlated indicators. Now, most people, when they trade, they look for reasons to trade. My whole ethos for the last 30, well, not quite 30 years, 1997 I started. It's about looking for reasons not to trade. So I always develop strategies that basically fought against each other. And if they didn't, and they agreed, it's called confluence. And this then, obviously, get the book that was published in 2023, because it just makes sense to everybody that if you've got something that shouldn't work together because they're not correlated, they rely on different rules. But if they all say buy, it's a pretty good chance it's going to go. And if they all say sell, it's a pretty good chance we want to go. It's just finding the right combinations on the right chart type. And that a lot, then step forward to this year where we developed the app, we've used 4 of those together, plus an extra one, which is the 5th light on the app, to give you that confluence. It's about identifying directional flow that increases within a certain amount of time together. So the way I explained confluence to some people recently was because people ask about me all the time, and I said to them, if you look at a river 10 miles away, you don't know which direction it's flowing. Now, you can tell which direction it's flowing if you can see the rapids, but if there's no rapids, there's not an increase in directional flow. So for example, if you get signals on an indicator or tributaries feeding that river, but they're far apart, it's just going to increase it a little bit. Okay, there's not really going to be a lot of, that directional flow isn't going to cause rapids. But if you get them coming in pretty close together, the water starts moving so fast, that increased directional flow, it actually causes rapids. And that's what markets are like. But you've got a tributary one side and a tributary the other. You've got a mountain here and a mountain there. It's raining over there. Ice is melting over there. If they're all pretty close together, everything gushes down and you get those rapids form. And that's what markets are like. But the idea is with confluence is to actually build in indicators that are not complementing each other. It's about ones that are non-correlated, and this is the whole, the last 12 years since I started in the software industry, is my strategies were always non-correlated. You could use an RSI and a stochastic, but they do the same thing, and they might be telling you the wrong story. But if you can use the ones that are non-correlated together and they say go long, there's more chance that's going to happen. So this all sounds really complicated. And what we looked on the charts today can, for a newbie, can be really complicated. But the reason why we built that app is to purely just, okay, to take all of that away. And all you're doing is getting a push notification and then these active assets going long. And then we're telling you to adjust stop. Look what happens. We're adjusting the stopping line and now it's coming back down again. Okay. And the futures, again, this is a live account, is going back up again. And then we'll get another push notification in, this one runs every 23 minutes. to adjust the stop again. It's that simple. So you don't have to. The idea of the app is it's an additional tool for experienced traders or intermediate traders, but it's also an amazing tool for total newbies that understand that this is, it came from a book that's been published that sells in now 21 different countries. It's built with AI and technology, and it follows those rules of non-correlated indicators together. But what it does is does it all in a database, and it whirs around and it does all this stuff and then lights up some lights and then you go. Okay, just to make it there really, really simple. So again, any questions on Confluence? We've got 5 minutes left. Please ask your questions. If not, I'm just going to bang on quickly 5 minutes on the stopped predator, and we're going to look for some confluence here as well. So let's take all those filters off. So remember, with the stocks predator, it's purely sort of swing trading, and we're looking for those in high confluence together. I did find Best Buy earlier. This looks good for a position really now, so I'm going to go for this as well because this is an Elliott wave from the Elliott wave scanner. So we can see here if I draw in, so support resistance is joining, it's dot to dot. I don't know whether any of you actually did dot to dot. So we're joining major pivots, okay? And what we're doing with these major pivots is we're drawing a zone. So I'm going to pull in these zones here, and I'm going to say this is a really strong sort of resistance and support zone. So you can see here, it comes up and tests it, bounces off. Comes up and tests it, bounces off. Comes up and tests it, bounces, tests again, bounces, tests again, bounces, manages to pull through. But now once it's pushed through, it's almost run out of juice and it comes back down to that same level. And it's testing that level now as support. Okay. Now this is a really good opportunity to look for a long position here. We still do the same things. We're going to go and look at the weekly, just to confirm any major support or resistance zones on the weekly. Okay, I can see a head and shoulders here. Doesn't matter whether you understand what a head and shoulders is, but I'm joining those dots here. That really, to me, is where we need to be target wise. So go back to the daily. Now, going to measure the retracement on the Elliott wave here. Let me get rid of that, a lot of that noise, and just put 0.9, 1.4, get rid of the rest. Just going to clean that up a bit. So we're just in, okay? We're literally, this oscillator is just in the 0.9 to 1.4. We've got crossover in the oversold zone on the stochastic. This looks really good. Can I get an aggressive entry on BBY? The one thing you're going to use to test that is regression trend channel. So we're going to click on the top of the wave 3. We're going to click to the wave 4 low, and it puts a channel in. Channel's fine. The Pearson's R is very important. We see that's 0.927572, blah, blah, blah. That is 92.75%. Okay, you might not see that's quite small. Okay, so those with NinjaTrader might have to zoom in, but 0.927572, so that's 92.75. Anything over 90%, look for an aggressive entry breaking out of that channel. Okay, so for me, when I get off this call, I'm going to go onto my broker account and put an order on. So what I'm looking for on here is a break out of this channel around about, I think I'm probably going to go just over $80. Yeah, $80. That's my entry. My stop, in theory, should be just below the wave 4, but I want to make it just below this support resistance level. Because remember, this is this ceiling in the apartment block that it's broke through, it's come back down, it's not going to go through the same hole, it's going to bounce off in theory. So my stop is going to be here. Let's put that in red. And then I'm just going to what my risk to reward is. I'm going to measure that. Okay. So stop, entry, risk to reward. 1 to 1.6 is my minimum to the fifth wave target zone. And in reality, it could push up to $92. So I've got a decent risk to reward. Let's take that off. I think this looks good. Are we doing anything pre-market there? Pretty flat pre-market. Okay. That's simple. Oh, by the way, guys, US dollar CHF is just breaking this pivot now. Okay. This is going to, this should be a really good trade. So on the futures, that's $718 profit with no risk now because we're locking that in. I do on the futures have a target here for those three contracts into that big support and resistance zone. Okay. So, you know, that really is, oh shit. Okay. That really is where we need to be to take that profit. So we're at that point here. There's probably about $1,500, $2,000 trade if that can. So Raj, xBrat AI is close. Okay, so we know it works. We just the sticking point at the moment, and we hope to get it done by the end of the week, is to be able to give you guys access those early birds that have paid. So I did say it would be mid-November to the late November. We understand what you need, but the developers have just got to change a few bits to make sure that we can give you that manual access. So you'll have a web app version. An email will be going out in the next couple of days asking you for your email address that's associated with your iOS account or Android account, because we need to use that because it's a one login detail. So if you'd have come in normally, for example, and when we launched paid, all of that would be taken, but you're in early, so we've got to do that manually. So we're getting close. Okay, we're getting close. So any questions on any of that we've covered today? Anybody not on the early bird that's here and that wants to get in? I think most people are. So yeah, so with the early bird, you get the forex, the futures, the crypto, and you get it until July 2027. Plus, you're getting it 2 months before anybody else as well. No, it does not suggest a take profit. So the reason I've got take profit on futures is because on NinjaTrader, I've got these automated support and resistance zones. That's a confluence of support and resistance. So when I trade futures, you've got a lot on risk. So let me just take that so you can't see the account number. But right now, the initial margin for that trade with three contracts is $15,000. Okay, so if I'm trading forex, for example, here the risk is much less. So I prefer to just, this is running. This is $85 profit already. Okay, so this is a good one. I'll actually put a trade profit down here, but it's at $400 profit all the way down to this point here. I just put it in as a just in case it just craps itself. But in reality, what the idea of the app is to keep adjusting those stock prices to lock in more profits as it's going along. Just keep following. And then when you've got that 85% win rate and you just keep following that, you're averaging out a really good sort of profit. So this, for example, now is risk-free. It's broken that pivot. It could keep going. The trading stops generated by our algorithms. All it does is then send you a push notification to update that stop. Okay, all automatic. Those stop loss adjusts come in as a push notification on your phone, and then what it does is on your web app and on your phone, you'll see the new stop price. If I can find a web app, is updated here. Okay, so when a new push notification comes in saying adjust stop to here, comes to your phone, and then it's updated on here as well. So you got two lots of things to look at just to make sure and confirm. And then It's just a matter of just going in on your phone or on your platform and then adjusting that stop. If you're on a platform, you just drag and drop. As simple as that. If you're not, I showed you those things I did. I had 4 different positions open on crypto, and it was literally there's 3 at the bottom of your phone screen. There's 3 vertical lines to you to switch from one thing to another that you've had open, because you've just been on your broker account and then you just go on the app. All you're doing is literally going from one to the other. So you get push notification, press on the push notification, check the price, click the 3 vertical lines. It sort of scrolls around and you can choose your broker. That comes back up and then modify. Again, we're going to put all these videos out. It's really, really simple. So this one's still going now. It's at $90 profit. Really, really good. We've got, in fact, we'll wait because we're going to get another push notification in 1 minute 40 seconds, I believe. So we'll just wait for that to happen, then we'll do it again. Cheers, Rosh. Speak to you soon. So we'll get another push notification. So the last push notification was 21 minutes ago for US dollar CHF for stop price adjust. So in theory, we will get one very, very soon. So we'll just keep an eye on that and then we'll go. Because I'm still jet lagged, believe it or not. For me, the buy time right now is 6 p.m. But I'm in Europe, so we're in the middle of the afternoon, but I feel like it's the end of the day. Cheers, George. $850 so far on this move on the futures. Again, futures, you need just more money to make more money, really. With forex, you don't need as much. So we should begin a push notification in about 20 seconds. And it basically tell us the price. It does. It does, Neil. Yeah. But I'm here until January now because I'm with family and Christmas coming and all that sort of stuff. So push notification just came in, literally seconds. You know, it was literally 3 seconds. So now the stop price is 79966. So let's bring that just to confirm. 79. You see that on the dashboard here. 79966. 79966. 79966. There we go. Confirm. Nice and steady. The thing is with trading, you can't look into the future. You don't know what's going to happen. You can't look right. But if you follow the same rules every time by adjusting the stop every time it tells you, okay, and that varies. In this case, it's every 23 minutes. In some cases, it could be every 12, every 15. It really just depends on the algorithm. But you just keep doing that. And what it does is it's more a conservative way to look at this because you don't know. So we've got the US markets open in around 20 minutes. And this could just really just crap itself and really, really go. So you just got to give this time. So 8 times out of 10, it will, what we call a runner, it'll just keep going. 2 times out of 10, it'll come back, make a tiny little bit of profit. But if you do the same thing every single time, you will get those runners. If you try and second guess what's going to happen, you'll never get a runner. Okay. Okay, guys, thanks very much for turning up today. I will see you next week. And those that are waiting patiently for the early bird, it's my focus. It's the team's focus this week to get that little niggly tech stuff done so we can get your access. Okay, cheers, everybody. Speak to you really soon. If I can find where to switch this off now. Oh, there it is.